Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Today I heated up my leftovers from dinner last night. Last night I made spaghetti and meat sauce. And this is probably going to be the I think it's the first video I'm doing with spaghetti for sure, and definitely the first video I'm doing with meat sauce. So I was gone for a while because I was making the spaghetti, and that is the reason for my absence. Thanks for joining me. I was just gonna eat the spaghetti and talk about just what is on my mind and what's going on. I'm here with my doggy. She's right behind me. Something fell right behind me, but it's alright. And yeah, so I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about how I made this meat sauce and the spaghetti. First, I put a bunch of water in like a big pot, and then I put a little bit of oil in there, like olive oil, not like gasoline, and then a little bit of salt. Actually, I put a lot of bit of salt because I like salt. The purpose for this pot is to boil water inside it. Water that contains salt and a little bit of oil. And what you do once it's boiled is you put the spaghetti in. But we're not there yet. Hold your horses. Slow your roll, Buster. You're not there yet. The first thing you need to do is get a big skillet. And I take that back. In order to make the spaghetti and meat sauce, you have to focus on the meat sauce first, logistically speaking. The first thing that you need to do is chop up onion. Chop up your onion and then chop up your garlic. What I like to do is I like to chop up my onion and I chop up my garlic and then I put it in little bowls, so it's very convenient and it's easy for me to just dump on in there. I don't like scraping it off of the cutting board. Sometimes it doesn't all go in the pan. I have a really big cast iron skillet, but sometimes I still miss. I don't like when that happens. And I just find that like transferring it from like a bowl into the cast iron skillet is just way more satisfying. So once you got your onion chopped and you got your garlic chopped, I like to use a lot of garlic. I think I use like 8 or 9 cloves of garlic for this. Don't get near my breath after eating this spaghetti. And then you take it and you throw it in the pan. You make sure the pan is a little hot. You put a little oil on there. You make sure the pan's hot. And then you just throw it on there. No. You're welcome to use a couple other different ingredients. People like mushrooms, people like peppers in the meat sauce. What do you like in your meat sauce? Do you eat meat? Do you like meat sauce? I eat meat. I think ideally I wouldn't, but I'm just so used to it. And cooking red meat, like ground beef, is like not that bad. Like it doesn't bother me really. But cooking like chicken kind of grosses me out. It feels like a biohazard until it's not. And then when it's not, you're not even sure if it's not a biohazard anymore. Either way, then what you do is you after you've thrown the onion and the garlic in the pan, and make sure like the onion gets like translucent, which means like you can like see through it. And at that point, pretty much means it's ready. You're ready to go. Oh, you would have wanted to throw your spices on the vegetables at this point too. A little salt and pepper. I put a little bit of onion and garlic powder in there. I also put some red pepper flakes and a little basil, like dried basil. Yeah, and then I also put like a little bit of chili powder in there to give it a little. So like once you're done with cooking onion, the garlic, then you take your meat, take like a pound of ground beef, and you put it in, put it onto the pan, and then you break it up with your like spoon, or wooden spoon, or your cooking device or instrument, and break it up small pieces. You make sure you put some seasoning on that too, and throw a little bit more salt and pepper, a little more basil, a couple more like red pepper flakes, and a little bit of basil. I said basil, and then some chili powder. It's just how I like it. You throw that on there. You wait until the meat turns brown. You wait until the meat turns brown. And once the meat turns brown, then you're going to take your spaghetti. Take your spaghetti stalks. You take your stalks of spaghetti. You do not crack them in half. You don't want to crack those puppies in half. You want to keep them intact. You take those, you just throw them right into the big pot, because the water should be boiling by this point. You know, at this point you should have turned on the heat. I'm realizing a lot of my directions are hindsight directions. Don't care. That's not the point. Spaghetti and meat sauce. And then what you do is you once it's browned, the meat is browned, then you take 24 ounces of tomato sauce. Now you can make your own tomato sauce. I got it from the store. I use my own tomato sauce that I bought in a can or in a jar. You take that, it's real like sizzling in there, you know, the meat and the onions and the garlic. You take your sauce and you throw it right on top. And what'll happen is that'll start to reduce. That'll reduce, I put in like a little bit of water as well, probably like a quarter cup of water. And once I put the water in, what you can do, but something that I didn't do, is you can cover the top, and that helps everything. You can keep it like moist, nothing gets dried out. And then as this is happening, it's probably about time to stir the spaghetti. So what you want to do is you want to stir that spaghetti. And once the spaghetti is stirred, you want to take a little piece and take it out. Not with your hand because the water is really hot, but you take it out, you lift it out, and you take a little piece off the spoon. Try to get like a spoon that has like slots so you can pick up the spaghetti, and then the water goes through. And you can take a little piece of spaghetti and you can kind of like give it a taste, you know? If it's a little on the harder end, that means it's al dente. It's al dente. It's a little al dente. It's al dente. And I like al dente. But al dente doesn't know me. But al dente is nice, but you don't want it to be like hard. Now, some people, here's important. Some people I know transfer the spaghetti to the sauce, which I think is fine, but ultimately it's not my style. I like to have the spaghetti and the sauce separate, just in case I want to take a bite of spaghetti in the middle of the day, which I do. I enjoy it. It's tasty. And it's tasty because you put that salt and that oil in there beforehand while the water was boiling. So then, take a bite. After that, basically, you'll take the pot and you put a little water, that spaghetti water on the side, into like a little bowl like this one. I put it in one of these. I have a couple of these. These are like camping bowls, and like you can put it in there, and you just don't touch it, because you're eventually going to pour it out. But you take the spaghetti and you put it through like a strainer and you get all the water out, so it's just like sitting in your sink and you just have the spaghetti. And then you get yourself a bowl. You just throw in some of that spaghetti. I would recommend using tongs. I don't own any, but I'm working on it. And it's still in the development phase. Tongs are still in the development phase. Picking up some tongs from the thrift store is still in the dev phase. And then you take that and you put the spaghetti in a bowl like this one. And then you take your meat sauce, you use a spoon, not slotted. You get a good spoon. You make sure that sauce is hot and that water is reduced. It shouldn't be watery, it should be like saucy. Take it right on top of the spaghetti. You're gonna wait a couple minutes, wait for that bad boy to cool, and then it's chow time, like now. So if you have any questions, fire away, because I got answers. And I'm excited to be back, baby. I'm back, baby. I'm back, and I got the spaghetti from the store. This is pretty good. I think next time I want to use less onion. I'm going to make the pieces smaller. I find their outsized presence a little distracting. What can you do? Not much. Then you just try again. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna finish this bowl. And then I think I'm gonna call it a wrap. In the meantime, I sincerely hope that you're doing well and that your winter is like chill as hell, and that you're able to get enough sleep during this time, maybe even a little bit more than usual, and that you're doing okay up here, because winter can be tough, and in here, you know, this winter can be tough for feeling okay. But it's no match for a little spaghetti and meat sauce, I'll say. Do you hear my neighbor shoveling? I do. It's snowing. And I'm all out of spaghetti and meat sauce. So I think I'm gonna call it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. Bye-bye.